Hello. Happy Wednesday night. I just want to make this clear. No one responded to my question, so I'll just post it up. So, what does this? This is for Tim Aron from Making Hell Nervous that said my fellow Adventists are doing backflips in hell, which is retarded. That's okay. If that's what he believes, he should tell people. So here's the picture. Here's the meme. Let me explain it. Because people, I get, I realize that people don't understand what I'm saying a lot of times. So let me just explain. What's my point here? There's a threefold point here. I first met Tim, and I think Tim's a Christian. I just think he has a horrible view about hell and all sorts of eschatology, and his theology about covenant theology and dispensationalism is an extreme version. So, what's my point here? I first met Tim. He asked me to do a debate, and I agree with him on this about Calvinism, that it's not true. But here's the historic reality. You can see the once saved, always saved. That's what OSAS stands for, once saved, always saved. That baby there that's crying. Historically speaking, that is a child of Calvinism. And I believe in the Reformation. I believe that Calvinism brought the truth about righteousness by faith, justification by faith, back to the forefront and was the work of God. I believe that. I just don't think Calvinism theology, tulip theology is true. So the picture here of this man's head on a woman who just gave birth to a baby's body, that's John Calvin. And he's crying as he gives birth to the once saved, always saved baby. Why? Because modern evangelicals who believe in once saved, always saved are a product of the theology of what I don't think is true about Reformation theology, in that it's largely Calvinistic. If it wasn't for Calvin's theology, which is derived from Augustine, once saved, always saved wouldn't exist in the church. It is a derivative of Reformed/Calvinist theology. I don't agree with it, but I do agree with justification by faith and righteousness by faith, which is what Luther believed and what they're contemporaneous. So I think it's funny when people who hate Calvinism, which I understand, are once saved, always saved, but they don't realize that historically their doctrine is a derivative of Calvinistic theology. And so classic Reformed theology, classic Reformation theology, just like all Christian theology going back to the beginning, believes in the 10 Commandments. And so I'm saying, honor your mother and father, one of the 10 Commandments that isn't done away with. And if you do, you must kiss the ring of Calvin, who's crying from the grave, even though he's dead, because he's given birth historically to the once saved, always saved baby, which is a derivative of perseverance of the saints, one of the 5 key distinctive doctrines of Calvinistic theology, or quote unquote Reformed theology. Although I consider myself in some sense Reformed, but I don't believe in Calvinistic theology. I don't believe in any of the 5 points of Calvinism. Sorry, babe. But the reality is, historically speaking, that the baby of once saved, always saved is a child of Calvin. And as you can see, he's weeping because his child has strayed from his theology. And so, Tim, kiss Calvin's ring and consider giving up your ridiculous doctrine of eternal conscious torment, because it totally impugns the character of God and isn't what the Bible teaches. God bless.